On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we have Transformers Rise of the Beasts Transforming Masks, Bumblebee and Optimus Primal. Hey everyone, this is Dan. Thank you for watching today as we explore a really interesting option for Transformers. Typically in the past with movies, we've had giant Transformer helmets that have voices and are clunky and are just not transformable. But this time around, they've developed transforming robots out of these masks. Kind of similar to what Beast Wars had back in the days with Beast Masks and things like that. It was kind of interesting, and so it continues on with this movie series, Bumblebee and Optimus Primal. And then once we're done, we can throw them on a squirrel, right? I think a squirrel would like to wear one of these masks, so they're pretty interesting. I think they're going to be fun to transform. Let's discover the Rise of the Beasts transforming masks.
Squirrel Stampede!
So I'm very much enjoying all these Optimus Primal Transformers from Rise of the Beasts. Our first run through with the Beast Alliance figures with Primal and Skullcruncher right there. Now we're checking out these really cool masks. I don't know why they're really calling them a 2-in-1 when that's always the point of Transformers, but this time, instead of Primal changing from full gorilla to robot, he goes from gorilla mask to robot. It's just interesting. And I think the masks look really cool. They're totally display worthy. Over on the back of the box, which I kind of had to sort of edit a little bit just so that we don't get flagged, we've got 12 steps of transformation, and surprisingly I'm seeing a pretty good robot form out of that mask. I expected a little less, honestly. Kind of reminds me of that special edition DVD case for Transformers the movie, the first movie that had a transforming Optimus Prime DVD case. So let's get this gorilla mask out and figure it out. And there is the Primal Gorilla Mask, and for some reason, out of everything I've seen released so far, this feels like the most polished. I don't know, it's just highly detailed, highly sculpted, should fit around any face. I just gave it a quick try. I'll try it again in a second here, and it does fit. A little bit awkwardly though, inside you're going to be staring right back at Optimus Primal. And then these leg pieces in here, I think I'm going to have to flip them down to actually fit my mouth in there. So it's a little bit tight, but it works. We've got straps to wrap around head and it is adjustable, so let's give it a quick try here. Obviously this is mainly designed for a younger audience, but I think we're gonna be okay. Let's try it again here. And we've got it on. Fits pretty well actually, just a little bit of a problem with these feet flanges. If I tuck them up inside, they're gonna be right on my mouth. Oh, ow, or my nose. So, yeah, that's not very comfortable. I'm just gonna flip them out. They're not that big of a deal. It's almost like his neck. But there I am. There is Dan Optimus Primal. Dan Optimus Primal, something like that. Pretty good. Pretty good shape. And it's fun to wear around. I like that. But I'll probably be using it more for display. It's a good wall piece. And it looks like these feet also serve a function as a stand. Look at that, so a display stand for your mask. I was thinking I'm going to have to pin this up on the wall somehow. And there we go. The feet on the bottom, give it enough stability to rest up. It may tip backwards, but I've got enough there. I got enough there to hold it up. One of my favorite things of Primal is always quick transformation, and this one features only about 12 steps, so not too bad. Let's pull this mask apart and see if we can build Primal. So for step 1, we start on the reverse flip side, inner side, and we are going to flip out these arms up top. These are going to unlock somehow. Always a little tight at first. There's our 2 arms. Step 2, these lower side shells should clip on out. Got a lot of strapping here in the way. I see lots of clipping going on to kind of clip this together. And in this case, it's more like post and tabs locking into these little junctions, breaking them apart. There we go. Nice and solid. It's like we're squishing a bug right now or something. So we've opened up some panels there. Then we're gonna flip up in step 3, this little panel, oh, his head right in there. We're gonna flip out that headpiece up and out, so it's now on the reverse side. And in step 4, we can start swinging down his torso. I'm gonna move these legs a little bit so we have some room. And we're gonna swing down his torso section. This is cool. There he is. I wonder if there's a good locking point. Okay, these 2 tabs go into these 2 holes at his torso, at his waist. Maybe we're gonna wanna tuck in all this cording though underneath him. Yeah, I think you're gonna wanna hide all the cording or all the face wrappings. And we got that part. And for step 5, we'll rotate these shoulders down. They feel like they're already in the right spot, but we'll rotate them down a little bit, position his monkey arms. Good ratcheting on there. And now for 6, we're gonna start working on these legs. They're all folded up. Seems like they want us to swing these out and up and around. Lots of clickiness. Those are some tight knee joints. And all the way out, I believe. Into step 7. And then we can start swinging these leg pieces around. We can pull them down, I believe. This is a little easier just to kind of do than read the instructions. Oops, ball jointed feet. Rotate those feet. Oh, they really want to pop off. Rotate that waist a little bit. We've almost got him. And I think we got him. Standing tall, Rise of the Beasts Mask, Optimus Primal. Pretty tall, actually. What do we have for height? I'm getting about 10 inches in height, and shoulder width about 6.5. He's pretty bulky and tough, considering Hasbro is designing more and more Transformers to be so lightweight and thin. This guy still feels to have a little bulk in him. Obviously, most visually appealing up front. We're gonna rotate around to the back here. The side, not too bad. Back, we've got these little gorilla wings going on, and Optimus Primal does have flight mode at times, right? Maybe those nostrils will produce jetpack engines. Nice little maximal symbol on the back of his head there. But really, quite impressed with what they could do with a really novel idea. Articulation, well, the head's going to probably just stick there. Maybe you can pretend to look down. Shoulders are ratcheting and can move about 90 degrees. Then there is elbow jointage with a big ball joint in there, so that's impressive to see. Wrist rotation, waist rotation, very clicky. Hips and knees, and obviously those ankles again. So there is some positioning with him. It's quite nice. I think the only thing really missing is a sword. I'm surprised they couldn't sneak in a weapon accessory there. Maybe they were worried it would impale you in the eye while wearing the mask. But I'm quite pleased with this. This is fun. I get a kick out of some of these novelty Transformer ideas when the movies roll around. We usually just see the robot masks
with the voice effects over the years.
but they've never transformed as far as I remember. So getting a transforming robotic mask character, quite a little bit of fun. So getting a Primal Gorilla Mask Transformer, quite a unique feature, and I think it will look really cool on a Primal display shelf. So now we can move on over to B. And so here is Bumblebee's mask. We had just opened Beast Alliance Bumblebee with the Snarl Saber. Snarl Saber's spring is just so springy right now. I wish I can get that figured out. But they are quite fun in the Beast Alliance 2-packs. So Bumblebee here, also a 2-in-1 transforming mask. What's awesome about this release is for not only Autobot fans of B, there's an Autobot mask available, and then there's a Maximal mask available in Primal. So a couple different masks. And who knows, maybe if these are popular, we'll see a couple more characters down the line. Let's get out of pack. And B's mask out of pack. Bumblebee fans are going to really enjoy this one, I think. It's a nice, solid representation of Bumblebee's mask helmet piece there. And I think we're going to have to add on some wings onto the side up top here. These are his little Bumblebee feelers. Get those clicked in. There's one and another up here. This should cover up these holes that are on the top of his head. Those latch in pretty solid. There we go. Okay, B is now looking more like B with those up on top, but perfect for B displays. You can place this on a shelf with a few Bs, and you know exactly who you're honoring on that shelf. Over on this side, the flip side, not as bad as Primal too. It's a little more hidden inside. In fact, it's flipped in this version. Primal had his head up top. In this version, looks like Bumblebee's over on this side. You can see his legs and arms cascading down. Let's give it a try and see how this one fits. Alright, B's mask. I have not test fit this one yet, so I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. Primal had feet in my mouth. Bumblebee fits way better. Oh, this one's really fun. This is a good mask. It's a little bit tight for me, but I think I can kind of extend these bands. Oh no, that's just perfect. That's just perfect. You've got great visual sights all around. Bee's got nice open eyes. And maybe a little bit of my chin is showing because I have a larger face, but yeah, that works really well. I like Bee's mask quite a bit. A little easier to see the bright yellow too. Primal being in black was kind of shady on camera. But Bee's quite fun. I like those little ears up here. Great Autobot insignia. This one is quite fun. I totally think Bee fans are gonna love this. Very nice Bee mask. Okay, so Bumblebee has 15 steps of transformation, a few more than Primal, but what I noticed with the Primal mask, it almost just kind of unfolded by itself as you go, so the steps aren't as important as they were normally. Right now I see step 1's pretty easy. There's Bee's head locked away under the chin mouthpiece. So we can fold this down, and there we got Bumblebee's head. Kind of funny, it's like flip, flip, flip. So we start here at stage step 1. Step 2, we're going to lift up, I believe, these little shoulder hinges, and they are probably going to pop out similar to what we saw with Primal. Or in this case, these are actually just shells. They tab out, they kind of fit right in these slots there. And that means in step 3 we can start unlocking these arm pieces. Kind of pull them back a little bit, like so. Step 4, we're going to fold in these torso pieces. They hinge right in real softly. Bee's looking pretty funny. Now we're going to rotate down these leg pieces maybe in step 5. There's 1. There's 2, and again they just kind of come apart on you. We'll flip around to the back, and now we're going to rotate this lower assembly up on over. And I think once again you're going to want to kind of hug and hide in the bands so that they're not too visible. A little easier to see Bee again than Primal was. Primal was all in the shadows. Then for step 7, we'll rotate these legs down. I almost feel they remind me a little bit of the ball joint of the bots. What were those called last summer? The bots that turned into spheres. Rotate those feet around. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. He's got little legs. I guess they want us to do something in step 8 with the hips. They hinge up. Maybe, yeah, they hinge up, and they might pop out of these giant ball joints while you're doing that. That'll make the legs look a little more thicker than what they were just a few minutes ago. And I think this will also help. There we go. Rotate those shins, rotate these boots. Ouch! Pinch your finger. Pinched my finger, and we're getting closer. Step 9. What did I miss in step 9? Something flips down. See these wheel wells? I think you're going to want to flip these down. Or actually up. You're going to want to flip these wheel wells up a little bit, giving his knees some more room to work with. And I think we're pretty close. And I think we've got him. We've got him standing. A little bit back heavy, so we've got to stand him like so to kind of distribute the weight throughout. But all in all, very much like Bee would look. What an interesting direction having our classic Transformers go from masks to robots. Bumblebee is very bright yellow with a gray endoskeleton inside. From around, side looks pretty good. Even the back on this one looks better, I think, than what Primal looked like. We've got that nice shell of his hood there. Almost VW-like. You can kind of make out some of the details of his lower legs, but not too big of a deal. He's quite solid too. Like Primal, he's got some weight to him, and with a lot of the Transformers these days being so soft shells, these are a nice throwback to something more strong. As for robot articulation, similar to Prime, shoulders we can rotate on clickers, and they actually kind of fold in and fold out, which is kind of cool to reach out. Elbow joints on a ball that give you some mobility, maybe 90 degrees, but then rotation. There's the wrists are pretty much embedded. No waist to rotate. But we do have these hips that love to fall off, but they give you a little bit of positioning in a way of leverage. And then knees are in there, but kind of hit by this panel there, so I'm not always getting a good... Oh, there goes his hip again. That is a really tight knee, by the way. And then, of course, back down to these heels there. So, pretty good articulation overall with these surprisingly I noticed on the back of the boxes, they don't really highlight the headbands that are strapping some of these pieces together, but I believe you might be able to unstrap these. Well, maybe not. This looks like it's stitched around. I don't know, you might be able to unstrap them or cut them if you do not want to have the straps on them. I kind of like them though. It shows what's going on with B here, that he is not your typical Bumblebee Transformer. And bringing back Primal, where's Primal? There we go, they're about the same height. Same body mask pretty much. And these have been delightfully gimmickly fun. Total mask face display worthy characters for your Rise of the Beasts. And now for a quick squeak peek of some of the Transformers Rise of the Beasts items we will show soon. This is an Optimus Primal. Is this a studio series? It doesn't really say studio series, but this is the best Voyager class Primal I've seen so far. 24 steps of transformation, so it should be a lot of fun. I'm trying to find a couple more from this series before I get to this. So far, this is the only one I've found. Then there's always more novelty items. These are the Smash Changers, and I kind of like the look of Primal in this one. They painted him pretty well, and it's a really quick transformation. Primal's transformation is already pretty fast as it is. Now we only have 3 steps on this one. There's also, I believe, an Optimus Prime available for this, so we'll check these out. There's more Beast Alliance packs out there. This one's pretty interesting. This is Optimus Prime and Chain Claw, and Chain Claw kind of transforms into a weapon, a chainsaw weapon for Optimus Prime. So I always like the basic Optimus Prime truck mode Transformers to check out. And then there's also something called for Rise of the Beasts Flex Changers, and this is Cheetor, and I think we also have a Bumblebee, and there's 1 or 2 other maybe Decepticons out there. These were crazy high in price though. These shocked me. I thought this would come out at about 10, but it was actually about 17. So yikes on some of the prices. You gotta kind of watch out. So there we go. Flex Changers. I don't know how many steps of transformation. It must just wrap around itself. They kind of had that thing going on with some of the Beast Wars in the early days. Just a quick lever and they would transform. So it'll be interesting to see these out. Prices are high though. I felt that the masks were pretty good in price. I believe they were running around $25. They felt like a pretty good deal out of the many Movieverse Rise of the Beast items. And there you go, Transformers Rise of the Beast transformable masks. What do you think? I found them pretty awesome. They're great for display, great for play, great for if you're a collector of Bumblebee or Primal. You can put those up on a shelf and really enhance the look of your character. If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrelibe, a squament your favorite mask out of the 2. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.